Hello, my name is Keith Smith and welcome to this video on creating a drawing using Solidworks. The first step is to open your part file, and once you have it open, look under the File menu and select Make Drawing from Part. And then you'll get this dialog box that will ask what size your drawing should be. Just go ahead with the size A landscape and click OK. And then you're given some different views on the right hand side here, and grab one of those views and drag it in, and it makes the most sense for me to drag this front view in. And once I got it here, I'm just going to let go of my mouse, and then I'm going to move my mouse to the left here, and then notice a left view of this part is all of a sudden appeared. I'm going to click my mouse to accept that. Then I'm going to drag my mouse kind of at an angle just to get an isometric view. And that's enough views for this part. I don't need any more parts, so I'm going to select OK. And I'm going to reposition this isometric view. And it's kind of large, so I'm going to just show you how I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to click on it. And I have some options here as far as the scale goes. And I'm going to select Use Custom Scale. And I'm going to try something like, say, 4:1. Oops. So that doesn't work. I'm going to select 1:2. Too small. 2:3. How about this 1:1? Yeah, that's a little better, because the isometric view is just for someone to help somebody envision what the part looks like. So I'm going to just kind of move this off to the side. And now I'm going to just pay attention to creating these dimensions. Now, because of the way I created this hole in SolidWorks, SolidWorks already knew that it was a 632 hole. That wouldn't have popped in there automatically, except for that's the way I designed the part in the part file. So that one came in automatically, but they usually don't. So I'm going to select Smart Dimension up here in the left-hand side. And with Smart Dimension highlighted, if I say click on this top line and pull this dimension up, I'm getting that dimension, and it's telling me it's 1.5 inches. And I can do the same thing for the width of the part, and I can do that for the thickness of the part. And then notice that the dimensions are just coming in two-place dimensions, and maybe that's okay. You're going to have to set the, later we'll look at setting the precision of the different place decimals, but I know this one for sure, I don't really want that one 2-place, I want it 3-place. So with it highlighted, I'm going to go over here to Tolerance and Precision, and I'm going to click on 3-place. And I'm going to leave the other 2-place decimals because that's good enough. And then the next dimension I'm gonna get is this bore. So this bore is actually a really tight tolerance. It's supposed to be 625 minus 0.5 thousandths. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. First of all, I'm going to make this a 4-place decimal, and so now it says 6250. And then I'm going to select that I want this I think I'll select bilateral. So selecting bilateral right now, it just says +0, -0, but I want this +0, and I think I'm going to add that other 0 in because we are working in tenths. And then I'm going to add -5 tenths for the minus, and then click enter, and then as you notice here, the dimension now is 6250 +0 -5. So that's how we can set limits on a particular dimension. Otherwise, if we're going to use the block tolerances, we'll assign those down here in the title block. Now there's one more thing about this dimension, and that is it's not all the way through. It has a certain depth. So when I click on it again, I'm going to change another thing. I'm going to add something. So right now, if you look at the dimension text, it says that it's going to be the model diameter, and then there's some other, it's a dimension, and I'm going to click my mouse right after that dimension, and I'm going to select the depth, So the depth, and then I'm going to give it a depth. I'm going to say that it's supposed to be 196 feet, because it is. It's supposed to be that. Alright, so I've been able to modify this one dimension, give it precision, and then give it a depth. And so the other dimension I'm going to need is just this through hole. So I'm going to click on that through hole and bring it over, and I am going to leave that at 2-place decimal. Alright, so that's all the dimensions I'm going to create for my part. There's more I could create, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'm going to edit the title block here so that we can express some information here. So what I'm going to do is right click on the screen, and oh wait a minute, I've got to get out of dimensioning. I'm going to right click on this screen, and I'm going to select edit sheet format. Now in the newer SolidWorks, you'll find that option under the edit menu, and then you'll find sheet format. So it's not available with right click, but either way you're going to edit the sheet format. So the only thing you really need to do here is change the block tolerances. I'm just going to move this name up here so it doesn't clutter this area, and then I'm going to zoom in on this area where the block tolerances are. I'm going to double click this, then I'm going to put my cursor right after 2-place decimals. I'm going to make this plus or minus, say, 15 thousandths. That'll be your call because you're the engineer. And then 3-place decimal, I'm going to make this 0.005. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do as far as editing the sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to edit the sheet format, and I'm going to go back to edit sheet. So my drawing's done. This is ready to print. So what I'd like you to do is save it as a PDF, and then a PDF to the assignment, so I can get it, and then I'll get these printed. I'm going to assign somebody to inspect your part. So under the file menu, go to save, and just save this, I don't know, somewhere on your memory stick or something like that. But then go to save as, and then under the options of save as type, pull that menu down and select Adobe Portable Document Format. So PDF, we're going to save it as a PDF, and then save that. And then, like I said, you're going to send that drawing to me, and I'll get it printed, and I'm going to assign somebody to inspect your part. Okay, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.